keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the vids. It's a must-see. Gonna bring you the best. Legends you remember from the ring and silver screen. We're over the top. Get ready for a good time.
What's going on, everybody? It is Tony, aka Friday the 14th. And yes, you're seeing me solo. If you're watching this video, of course you are. But anyways, explanation into that. We had some bad weather come through the Middle Tennessee state area. Got a bunch of snow. It was a pain in the ass. We couldn't get together. Chance had to travel for some work and all that good stuff. Chad's been busy getting Gray-Headed Goat Volume 4 out and all that good stuff. It's out now. Go get that motherfucker. Listen to it. It's a badass album. It's number 1 of 12 this year. But anyways, we couldn't get together to record episode, 97? So I came up with the idea to put up our most viewed clips of the year and just mash them up into one video so we could keep the streak going. I'm not missing a week. So here we are. Shout out to the sponsors, Revolution One Media, Trouble Spirits for the help this year, BJ, Brandon, The Viz, Squints, Mel. We got clips from everybody in this one on that. So I'm saying a lot, all that good stuff. Shout out to Chad. Shout out to Chance. The boys, we'll be back in studio next week for you. Hopefully get the Fab Five together, all that jazz. But yeah, like I said, here's episode 97, the year in clips for Over the Top with Chad and Tony in this motherfucker.
The match was fire.
That's what it was.
I do have an issue with the beginning of the match.
What was it?
Why? It's Bloodline rules. Why was the Bloodline not out there? Or have Roman Reigns do something, which Vince Russo talked about this too. Like, why would you not have him do an interview and say, you know what, I'll go out there and I'll beat you like The Rock beat you last night?
Yeah, there was no explanation.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like either. Yeah.
Well, like you said too, it would have made a lot of sense to have the Bloodline out there with Cody with his head on a swivel, just constantly looking around.
But it would have been a totally different match if they done that. I liked how they done the match. I just wish they would have
emphasized the Bloodline
part of it. Explanation.
I mean, even when they brought Ultimate Warrior to WCW, you could throw that in.
Oh yeah, that's a fail. Yeah, that's a complete fail. Yeah, that's a colossal fail. Yeah,
the biggest fail ever maybe in wrestling, because think about when you bring Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior back over to WCW, and that build was awful. The whole mirror thing.
That also was the downfall of British Bulldog, because he fell on that trap.
Oh,
and that's what caused his back injuries.
Yep.
All that for the Ultimate Warrior.
That didn't give a shit about you anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Or anybody.
The coolest thing about 2K, because I played 2K heavy, like 14, 15, 16. I'd get 2K WWE, 2K NBA every year.
Yeah.
And then I stopped for 4 or 5 years, and I got 20, I think. And then I hadn't played it till this year, 24. And dude, it's insane. I mean, there's a mode where you can relive the WrestleMania moments. I have to play it on easy right now till I learn everything.
Yeah.
But like Corey Graves does like the ring announcing during like the old matches, so because you can't go back and get like
Yeah.
you know,
That was my next question. If you were able to like unlock certain people, and
you can unlock tons of like variations of characters, and there's a lot of characters that you can like get, like you can get 98 Kane or something.
Oh, okay.
Or you can get like certain versions of people. But dude, you can literally do universe mode, and like right now I went and downloaded a bunch of people that, you know, from like AEW.
Yeah.
Did you get the Chad Arms character?
I haven't got Chad Arms. Apparently somebody created a Chad Arms character.
Yeah,
it's just
Chad
like
Arms
you.
Looks
character
just
out
like
here.
me. Shout out to her. Well, then you had the fucking Brawl for All. That's the worst. That's the best and worst example of when wrestling gets real, because people got seriously injured. Dr. Death's career got ended.
Yeah.
And
then
then
have a match in maybe 1 or 2 matches before that, and then
Bart Gunn's career got ended.
Yeah.
With
Butterbean.
With Butterbean, because it was, they were mad. They can say whatever they want, but they were mad that he beat Dr. Death.
Yep.
And they made him think he was going to beat Butterbean, and they lined him up, and Butterbean almost killed him.
I was just scrolling through Facebook and saw Yokozuna almost kill a jobber, almost unalive a jobber with the bonsai drop.
I think you sent this in the group text that he literally smashes the dude's face.
The jobber, I don't know the jobber's name, but he was apparently talking back to Mr. Fuji, and Yokozuna didn't take too kindly to that, and I mean, dropped all of his weight. And then after it happens, you can hear him like telling the referee to get Yokozuna off of him because he's sat there.
He's just sitting on it.
Yeah, he sat there a little while until Mr. Fuji told him, go ahead and jump off.
That's wild. To be a jobber in the late 80s and early 90s and mid 90s was no fun.
No.
I mean, I'll throw one right out. We've talked about it before where Perry Saturn and Mike Bell. That whole instance where that shit got real in the middle of a match where Mike Bell accidentally drops Saturn on his head on a suplex, and then Perry Saturn just goes absolutely ape shit and beats the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And then is forced to do the gimmick with the mop the rest of his career with the WWE.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's a crazy one. Wrestling gets real too with like the King of the Ring '98.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say whatever you want to say, bro, but when Undertaker throws him off the fucking cell,
I thought
there's
he was
nothing. There's no way. Even if it's like they knew they were going to throw each other off, like, but you're throwing a person higher than the roof of this house that we're sitting in.
And the fact that he just barely catches that table enough, just
it's insane. Dude.
The first time I saw it, I legit thought that he was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt.
The King.
But recall seeing that, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, and then, I mean,
and for him to get stretchered out and then come back.
And then get choke slammed and go
through the top of the roof again,
which wasn't supposed to happen.
No, and the chair hit him in the face, or hit him in the mouth whenever he comes in.
His tooth coming up through his lip.
Mr. Paul Roma.
Oh,
dude, I don't hate any.
The Four Horsemen not claim Paul Roma.
I hate Paul Roma more than I hate any wrestler.
I can understand that.
I hate him.
He had a
I hated him.
Grab that mic. Grab that mic. Oh shit.
Brandon knows why I hate him. Paul Roma walked around like he was God's gift to women in the wrestling business. Yep. Paul Roma couldn't out-wrestle me.
Preach.
Paul Roma couldn't out-wrestle a paper sack.
Preach.
He walked, and they had the nerve to put him in the Four Horsemen.
The nerve.
And none of y'all said that was one of the best inclinations of the Horsemen.
Absolutely not.
You had a different one.
I did. I had,
but it didn't have Paul Roma.
No.
Paul Roma fucking sucked. Hercules was the shit.
Yes.
You ruined the tag team there. You injured people.
Yep.
You're a piece of shit, Paul Roma, and whoop me, Paul Roma.
You ain't gonna whoop no motherfucking body.
Wait,
you know why? You know why you're not going to nobody? Because I'm here. And I'll whoop your ass.
Paul,
he had a tag
Roma's
team
pizza.
partner.
That was the surprise of all of WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Has she not been around?
No.
Oh no, she's been gone for a while.
Yeah, ever since the whole Vince stuff popped off.
Anytime
Before
Vince
then,
comes,
she stepped away.
Yeah, anytime
Vince
Vince comes
back.
Ever since all the shit with Vince.
When Vince came back with the mustache, Stephanie had stepped away from her position.
First of all, Grand Theft Auto boss. Is what he was.
That's the final boss.
He looked like Bowser. Or something. Bowser was a person. That's what he looked like.
Oh, man.
She left from embarrassment. That's what.
I mean,
it made sense because we didn't talk about it, but Triple H came out at the beginning of night one, so it made sense for Stephanie to come out night two. But I didn't know she'd been around.
She'd been gone. Like she stepped away from the CEO position.
Go ahead, BJ. Go ahead.
ECW One Night Stand 2006.
Oh yeah.
Only specifically just for Cena and RVD.
Oh yeah.
The build up for that, and I'll never forget like Randy Orton walking to the ring for his match with Rey Mysterio, and he was just like, arrogant. Like he was WWE guy, he was the ultimate heel, right? But that RVD and Cena match, man, like there was a good chance that RVD was not going to win that match.
Yep.
And they were dead serious. Like that, the roof would have went off that place had he not won that match.
Sincerely, it's. For me, all seriousness, is my two favorite performances by both of them.
Yeah.
That's my favorite match of
RVD
John Cena
is
and RVD.
Phenomenal, dude. And that was when he was peak RVD.
He was in SmackDown this past Friday.
Peak RVD.
I just watched the A&E or the biography that they released on RVD.
Oh, it's great.
He was talking about that match and stuff.
It was special.
Here, I don't know if we have Beavis and Butthead are the original reaction channels.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were the first reactors. They were
Absolutely.
the first video reactors.
Absolutely.
They were the thoughts. Like that's
I love that stuff. That's my favorite part about the show.
Yeah, that's what
honestly.
sucks
Yeah.
when you bought the DVDs
Yeah.
because it didn't have
Couldn't
any
do
of the
it.
video.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Because of the
No.
licensing. So
yeah.
like they would just have the story parts, which were funny, but
That
you
was what I
watched Beavis and
wanted,
Butthead for the reaction.
I did.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
did. I love that show.
But
Like the Diamond Stud in WCW, it just didn't get over in WCW.
It's weird because I like the Diamond Stud more now than I did when I was younger.
it was good to see Kevin Nash even when he went over to WWF. I mean, Diesel, the gimmick was,
Yeah.
It was, but
he
it's
was a bad son of a
mid-90s,
bitch. No, yeah, he was the
mid-90s
coolest
WWE.
in that.
But he made it cool.
Yeah, Kevin Nash made
The
it work.
Kevin Nash made the Diesel character cool as hell.
Until he became just Kevin Nash with NWO and stuff, everything he got thrown at him was, I mean, kind of just cornball.
Yeah.
It was just a bad
He just made it
time
work.
in the industry in general. There really wasn't many cool characters during that era.
Yeah.
No.
Everything had a theme to it.
It was a theme that shouldn't have. Brutal, my friends. Brutal.
Judgment Day 2002, Undertaker choke slamming Hulk Hogan in probably the
Oh,
worst
gosh.
choke slam of all
Dude,
time.
that is so
Of all
bad.
time.
Yeah, I think
So
he
bad.
may have got
However-
half an inch.
I will say,
He sandbagged it.
I've made a lot of money off of that DVD
Yeah.
multiple times.
Really?
Yep.
So that DVD was a WWF Shop Zone exclusive for the website. Judgment Day 2002, the one in Tennessee, right? You could only get it from the website. McKay's used to have, and so it was out of print. McKay's had one sealed that still had the PlayStation 2 sticker on it. And I think we sold it
Yeah.
like $170, bro. It was $2 at McKay's.
Yeah. You found him like multiple
3 or
times.
4 months later, I found another one at McKay's that was opened, same way, because it was on. You could only get it from the website. They didn't.
Off of what website again?
It was when WWF had their shop zone.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like 02, 03. You could
Okay.
only buy it off there. And somebody, I don't know if it was somebody's baby mama that was mad at them and sold all their DVDs.
I'm gonna throw out one of my favorite heels, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig.
Ultimate.
Yes,
Ultimate.
yes.
You know, one thing I love about there was a time period in the beginning, when we all started watching wrestling. There was a time period where you could distinctively tell the difference between a heel and a face.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone was going against like Hogan or Flair played the ultimate heel, of course, but there was a separation. You could tell that these guys were bad guys for a reason, and Hogan was the ultimate good guy, and everyone who associated with Hogan were all good guys as well. Hennig was one of those guys where he could go either way, right? And but he was always, to me, better as a heel.
Yeah.
Just the arrogance and the cockiness and the swagger that he had was like over the top heelish.
I think we can all agree that he is a heel that we all like.
Oh, definitely.
yeah, most definitely.
Sure.
And he was paired with the ultimate heel manager, too.
Bobby Heenan.
Bobby
Yeah,
Heenan.
yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, that just made it even better. That and Chappelle Show.
Yep.
When Chappelle Show came out, everybody was glued to Chappelle Show.
I
'Cause
remember-
he was getting away with so much on cable television.
Well, I remember too that was the highest selling DVD that we had at Media Play. Because
Really?
when I worked there, bro, like that's when people were buying movies like it was crazy. Other than the only thing that was coming close to, but we sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Chappelle Show season 1 when it first came
Yep.
out.
I had it.
Yeah, other than the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, the first one. I would say that the Chappelle Show by far like sold the most of all the.
Brock Lesnar is also someone that's involved in quite a few of them.
I had one of his on my list. too.
Actually, there was one with Randy Orton. I don't think it was an actual shoot. I think it was planned, but he delivered some mean elbows.
Is that
to
where he
Randy.
busted him
Yep.
open and everything?
Yeah.
That's when Jericho met Lesnar behind the curtain, and Jericho was ready to.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna kill me, but I was gonna go down fighting.
Yep. And it,
I remember watching that though, and it looked like it. That may have been one of those live streams that we did at one time. Do you remember that?
Which one?
When Lesnar busted open Randy Orton with the forearms or the elbows and everything.
It was brutal, dude.
Yeah.
busting them open.
That whole voice and him popping out of the casket. I'll throw another flashback. Were y'all Boy Meets World fans?
Oh, yeah.
I know I'll get my brother with this one. My brother's a huge Boy Meets World fan.
Yep.
I was a big Topanga fan. I didn't really watch the show though. I just liked looking at her when I was younger. But I was all about with the whole TGIF stuff.
That's not the first time I saw Jelly Roll involved in a wrestling angle.
Really?
Yep. He in Nashville, Tennessee. He almost laid the smackdown on Finley. Yep.
Really?
At
Hell
Crossfire at the
NWA
at the
Crossfire?
fairgrounds. Yep.
Really?
At the fairgrounds. Yep.
Now, here's
What
another
year was
thing.
that?
Probably 2012, 13.
If
somewhere
you can
around
find
there.
the card from that, see if R-Truth was on that card as well, because he used to
Possibly.
wrestle for NWA
Yeah,
Crossfire.
he was the NWA. He was the
So,
NWA.
I got Taker and Angle for the WWE title. This was the American Badass Taker. Yeah, I think this version of Taker matched well with Angle.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine the slow-moving
Yeah.
Undertaker with Kurt Angle and him being a machine.
Yeah.
But this one went well. The finish to this one was cool because Eric Angle was actually hiding under the ring, and when Kurt went under the ring, Taker pulled him out, but it was actually Eric Angle, so he went to pin him, and of course the referee realized that's not Kurt,
Oh, I remember that.
and then Kurt comes in and beats Taker for that. The whole build-up of Hogan being the guy, walking to the ring.
that Mean Gene didn't tell us about.
It's always Mean Gene, Chance.
Hogan.
The NWO is all his fault.
Yes.
If he would have just told us who that was, it never would have happened.
Yeah.
Well, so you get Hogan walking to the ring, and in the original, like I've watched the documentaries and stuff from the beginning, Bobby Heenan says a line, but whose side is he on? But if you go back and watch it now, that line has been omitted completely. And Hogan didn't change anything about his character other than wearing black, and his voice got deeper. That was it. It's still a brother. It was all this corny cliche stuff. But
I think something that happened in our generation that didn't happen in previous generations is more adult-themed cartoons, like
Yeah.
Family Guy,
South Park.
One
Yep.
of my favorite shows ever.
You could kind of throw The Simpsons in there. I mean, they were a little bit more milder than
Yeah.
Family Guy and stuff, but that, for that time, it was kind of more edgy whenever it first came out. And
I was obsessed with Beavis and Butthead.
yeah,
Oh,
Beavis
yes.
and Butthead.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what turned the curve. Like, because Beavis and Butthead was like mid-'90s.
Mhm.
The South Park started in 97. And when South Park came out, I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. 'Cause
Yeah.
They're saying they're not giving a fuck about what
Yeah,
they say.
they're just throwing it all out the window.
Yeah.
This is how shallow of a NFL fan I am. I didn't realize that Christian McCaffrey was Ed McCaffrey's son from the Denver Broncos.
I just found that out.
You
Just now
sure
when
you
said
didn't know that?
I did not know
I
that.
seriously did not know that.
I mean, I thought everybody knew that.
Well, shout out Ed McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Very solid receiver for the Broncos. His brother was one of the best players to ever play college basketball at Vanderbilt, Billy McCaffrey.
Really? I did not know that
Yeah.
either. Wow, okay. We're just throwing that knowledge all around
When
the place.
Vandy went to the Elite Eight in like the mid-'90s, Billy McCaffrey was like one of the best players in the country. And he ended up playing overseas. I thought he was going to get to go to the NBA, but he ended up playing overseas. But that's crazy. I did not know Christian McCaffrey was Ed McCaffrey's son.
Yeah, I didn't know
That just shows how old we are.
Yeah. Would the ringmaster be considered a failed gimmick?
Very.
Absolutely.
Absolutely was.
I mean,
it never got over.
It never, and then, but it gave us,
It gave us
for it failing, it gave
GOAT.
us one of the greatest runs ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. You could argue one of. I mean, to
I think
me,
it's the greatest run.
of
I
all
think
time.
so.
don't-
I think it's the greatest
But
run.
you can say it's one of. You could compare the
Yeah.
Hogan or
Because if you got to really
Cena
break
or
it
whoever
down,
you want to break it down. Yeah.
Because it wasn't long. We really
Yeah.
don't think about that. How short
It wasn't.
that
Yeah, it was
gimmick
short. but-
97 to like 99. It was like 2.5 years.
But
bro.
man, it was so
It was the
fucking
biggest thing I've
fire,
ever seen.
dude. It was everybody talked about wrestling then. Everybody.
Everybody.
I mean, the
For
TV
sure.
guy. Remember the TV guides that
Yes.
came out with like the
Him
5
and
different
Sable.
TV guides
Yep.
that came out?
It was
Dude, it was just TV guides. What a
shout out the TV guy.
golly.
Shout out! I'll never forget whenever it went from TV Guide to where you could turn a channel on your TV
And-
that you could sit and watch what was going on. You had to wait an hour.
Man, absolutely.
for it to scroll.
To think that was just normal stuff back then. You look at it now, 20 years later. Think about the brain injuries these guys.
Well,
had.
have you ever heard the Taker and Randy Orton story about when Orton hit Taker with the chair shot and missed his head and hit him across down the face and cut the lip of the chair cut like down his forehead and everything. And Taker just looked at him and goes, "You got one coming to you." And then they had that Hell in a Cell match, and that's where Taker got his receipts
Yeah.
on him and just was swinging for the downs on Orton.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, he busted him open. Like
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and that was all receipts.
Yeah. Yeah.
After the 03 like Survivor Series, I feel like there was kind of I liked 05. 05 is another solid year in WWF. I just think TNA's in 2005 was so.
Don't do
That's it.
Uncrustables?
No,
Oh man, Uncrustables. When
I
those
heard
came
they're
out,
good, like heated up though.
Oh, you could even pop them in the freezer. For
Yeah,
a little
that
bit
too.
Man, did you just chug that whole bottle of water right there? Holy shit! Bobby.
Shout out Crunchy Peanut Butter.
Do you like Uncrustables?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm the kind of guy that likes PB&Js. Now, I didn't like the crust on my bread when I was a kid. But I didn't make my mom cut it off. I
Yeah.
would just peel it off.
You just peel it off yourself.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be one of the ones that's in the minority on this one. Whenever Goober put them together in one jar, bring it on, dude.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking
so
about.
much. People are like, "Oh, that's gross." I'm like, "Wait a minute."
You put it on a sandwich.
You're literally doing that yourself, and you're doing it in a longer form of a way.
That is a shortcut.
One that stands out to me was probably one of the most overhyped, especially for WCW. I think they went on like a 6-month promo package for Glacier. It's coming soon. Get
Bruh.
ready for the winter. The winter is coming.
They were clearly though expired.
Dude, it
Inspired by
failed
Mortal
after the
Kombat.
first promo.
No,
I think
100%.
it fell flat after because they were going for that Mortal Kombat.
They
look.
did because they had
It
3
was
of them.
96.
Wrath, Mortis, and Glacier.
Yeah, Glacier came out first,
Yeah.
and then Chris Canyon was Mortis, correct?
Yeah, I don't remember which one.
I don't know who Wrath was.
I remember on Dark Side with the Chris Canyon's episode, they talk about Glacier in that one. Don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, because he was Mortis.
Yeah, he was
The
Mortis.
whole packaging was kind of cool. He was like, "Where is this going?" You could clearly tell it was Mortal Kombat related.
Yeah.
But he was doing all the the karate stuff. All
Yeah.
that, and then he just came out with the fake snow and the flat top.
It fell hard.
Yeah.
But
He
I
was a
think
dope. He was a dope wrestler though.
instances that would go under this category would be the Stan Hansen and Vader match over in New Japan in 1990, where shit hits the fan as soon as Hansen's walking into the ring, swinging around that big ass bull rope, and catches Vader in the nose and breaks Vader's nose. Not even starting the match yet.
Yep.
Vader has a broken nose. So then, in retaliation, hard shots are given in, and his eye pops out in the middle of the match.
Yep, sure enough.
And he has to push it back in, and just, Vader is involved in a lot of these instances that you can look up for this category. That he's just a tough motherfucker. To have your eyeball legit fall out, and you just pop it back in there. And the swelling so bad, that's the only thing that keeps the eye in. That's a tough motherfucker.
I would like to throw out Terror Rising.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Known as now.
Triple H, the game.
Yeah.
Paul Levesque.
Yep.
WCW Saturday night, right?
Yes,
there.
dude.
Yeah.
That haircut of his, that Farrah Fawcett haircut he had going on.
Dude,
you
them
know?
locks, them Goldie locks.
Looking like
But-
an extra on a Mentos commercial.
Yeah. It was pretty much the same gimmick as Hunter Hearst Helmsley,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a terrible name.
Terror
WCW budget,
Rising,
which
just-
I
yep.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what year was that? Was that 92, 93-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he team with was it Regal or Bobby Eaton?
No, he did it with the, what was it, like the
Blue Bloods?
Yeah, I believe you're right on that
Oh,
one.
with
with
Regal. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the movie or the show Blue Bloods.
But was that in WWF or was that in WCW?
WCW.
Was it WCW?
Shout out
Okay.
to the Regal Beagle. Shout out to Jack Tripper. Yeah.
Yep.
But
shout out Jack
yeah.
Tripper.
I mean, and then to find out what he turned into when
But he turned out okay.
yeah,
He did all right for himself, I think. He had Rock Austin again. Now, this was the last Rock Austin because you had Rock Austin at 15, at 17, and then again at 19.
Yep.
And I love this. I love all their matches, but I like this one the most. And of course, the Lesnar Angle match is iconic in
so
itself.
Even without the
shooting
botch.
stars.
Even
Yeah.
without
Match
the
was
botch,
good.
Yeah, match was great.
That was it's like, okay, Brock is that he's it.
You know, and you said 19, we've said 17. For me, WrestleMania 20 is my favorite because it's just two matches on there that really stood out to me. Eddie and Kurt.
Yes.
Kurt Angle versus anybody.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of Kurt, right? Kurt versus Eddie, and then you get Rock Mankind versus Evolution. What we didn't appreciate about that match is what would become later on. Over 50 world championship reigns in that ring at one time. We didn't appreciate it at the moment, right? but over 50 world championship reigns combined in that match. Right there.
Him and Ted Turner both changed wrestling.
If Bischoff wouldn't have came in and turned everything upside down and had the balls to be like, I want to go up against Vince McMahon at the same time.
And Ted Turner writing the checks out.
Yeah, like even though Bischoff was doing it from a place of I'm trying to bury you, he changed the wrestling business. There would be no NWO, which and there would have probably been no DX. Could that be argued?
Yeah, I think
And
so.
if
There was
DX
no
had-
NWO. Does
I mean, I don't think
DX
it's been
happen
an
without
attitude
NWO?
era. I don't think so.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Without
that
without
changes
Bischoff,
a lot of things.
Attitude era was birthed off of ratings being needed to have.
The
I
whole
think
96
it's
was NWO.
Yeah.
So like,
Paul Heyman who
That's another great
made
example.
No,
even
facts.
the NWO.
Yeah.
Facts.
If it wasn't for
It's all a
him.
trickle down.
Because
It
it's
probably
all
starts
like
with
reality based.
Yeah. I mean,
Reality
I can
based
nerd out
stuff.
a little bit more. The NWO was created from Japan.
I did not understand how much money Jean-Claude Van Damme was generating. Because he did, Time Cop did 100 and something million earlier we talked about.
And then this was
what's
terrible.
What's this other one?
Street Fighter, terrible fucking movie.
Tell him how much it made though.
Almost $100 million.
$99 million Street Fighter made. And it had to be because of the game.
The game and Jean-Claude Van Damme
Yeah.
tied to it, but it's terrible. That's another one that I walked out of with the theater with my grandfather pissed off about as a 10-year-old kid. Just 'cause playing Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo, you're expecting one thing, and then they put out this fucking hot pile of poo, and it's terrible.
Me and my friend was racing my brother and my buddy's little brother. They were in Big Wheels, so we gave them a head start. We were on a long ass like cul-de-sac hill.
Oh Lord.
And I'm 10, right? I know how to ride a bike enough, but I'm not no Dave Mira or whoever rides bikes. Tony Hawk. I don't know if Tony Hawk rides bikes.
No Dave Corrier either.
Yeah. So they get a head start. I'm going down there. Of course, my buddy Corey just smokes everybody. I mean, he's already been. And I'm going down there, and my brother is in my way. So I'm like, Cameron, go left so I can get around because I couldn't get around him. Well, he was like 6, so he didn't know what left and right was off the top of his head. So he went right, and I went right, and I hit the back of the big wheel and flipped over my handlebars and separated my shoulder and bit all the way through my lip. I never got on a bicycle ever. I threw my bike away and never got on a bicycle again.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing.
I got another wild card for you from WCW. When the main events came on in the late 90s, you heard one voice announcing the main event, and that was Michael Buffer.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He only did main event.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially that Sting Hogan match in Starrcade.
Oh, he's the best.
Dude, it didn't matter for that's the only time I recall him ever doing wrestling events was with
He
WCW
did
back in,
WCW stuff,
just the
yeah.
main events.
Yep.
That was it.
So cool that he
And
did
that gave it a real sports feel too.
Exactly.
You see him
Yeah.
on boxing,
Yeah.
and then you see him on WCW. And
Yeah.
Gave it more
If
real.
Michael Buffer's
Pay-per-view main
there, it's big
events.
time.
And he did. I think he did the main event when Goldberg won the title on Hogan
Yeah.
on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And
The big honey buns from Little Debbie don't hit the same. either.
okay.
You don't have as much glaze on them as the ones that you get in the regular box. The ones you get, you don't get all that. You don't get all that glaze all over.
I mean, both of them.
Dude, I'll never forget the fattest I ever felt. I felt fat a lot. The fattest I've ever felt is when I worked at Lowe's Mill, where me and BJ worked at the same plant. Brandon, he worked there too. And they had vending machines. They had this. I don't remember. It was an iced honey bun.
Oh, with
But
chocolate.
it was white icing, but it had jelly in it.
Yes.
Oh man.
And I'll never forget.
Was it the Big Texas?
something
I
like
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
I
had
got
those.
it out of the. It was like on one of our 15-minute breaks.
Yeah.
I got it out of the vending machine and went out with that and a Mellow Yellow and out to my car for my break. And I thought I was going to go enjoy diabetic honey. It was the honey bun was this big. It had jelly inside of it. It brought.
And
I
a
was
Mellow
like, dude,
Yellow.
I've never felt
Them
more
15-minute
overweight.
breaks turned to 30 real quick.
I wasn't worth a shit the rest of the day, dude. I was talking the other day. I was saying like TVs are the only thing that haven't went that have went down in price over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is more expensive.
We still
Now you
have
can get
a
a
TV.
75-inch 4K TV for $400.
Yeah.
We have the original flat screen we bought. We paid $800 for this Samsung 32-inch. We paid $800 for that thing. We can now get it for probably $132.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can get it at Walmart right now.
A Sharp 60-inch TV. I paid over $1,000 for it. I paid for my 75-inch 4K. I paid probably almost less than half the price for it. But yeah, like I said, like you said, this franchise, you don't really hear a lot of people in the whole in movies and in the horror community itself talk about this franchise.
No, and up until what 3 years ago, it was just a trilogy.
Yeah.
They've just started pumping them out. They've pumped out more
In the last
in
3
the last
years.
3 years than they had since 2012 when the first one came out. You know what I mean? Which I'm here for because we love anthologies.
Yeah, anthologies are some of our favorite horror movies out there. I know, Chance, you're not the biggest anthology fan.
Not too much.
Yeah, there's only a few anthologies that you do like.
And
Like Halloween 3.
Yeah.
he loves Halloween 3. So, full disclosure, we're going to be fully transparent. Chance, of the 6 VHS films, how many have you seen?
One.
Doc McStuffins at Christmas was the hot thing going on, and we got a hint that they were getting these Doc McStuffins talking dogs at this Toys R Us. Well, I get there's like 3 of them there, and I snatch one in front of this old lady in front of me. And I've never checked out in a place so fast. The adrenaline that was flowing through me.
Sounds like
Just
sounds like that movie Jingle All the Way.
it was a Turbo Man
Yeah,
situation.
you
but it was
got your ass whooped.
I checked it and was.
You about got your ass whooped by the
Yeah.
female Sinbad.
Yeah, there was like 3 of them in store, and I was lucky enough to get. And you know how many times she played with that damn toy? Like once,
I know how that
like
goes.
Christmas morning.
Was it Doc or was it like Lammy or
No,
somebody?
it was the full. It was Doc. She played with it one time. I went through all that
My daughter
trouble.
loves
Shout
it.
out
I called my wife. I was
The girl dad conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll double another one because I got another one right off rip. Paul motherfucking Roman.
Let it go. Let it
And
go.
it's not even so much that he was a good heel, it's just that he just fucking sucked.
He's terrible.
Fuck you, Paul Roma.
He sucked at wrestling. He thought he was better than everybody.
He sucked at
Nobody
life.
liked him. Nobody bought a ticket to see him get whipped or whip anybody.
mean,
he made Chance look like Shaquille O'Neal. And he walked around the goddamn locker room like his fucking shit didn't stink. Fuck Paul Roma. He gets on these goddamn shoot interviews. Sorry, BJ. He gets on these daggum shoot interviews and he fucking just lies about everything. How he drew money, how he can out wrestle Flair. His dick was bigger than Kevin Nash's. Who gives a shit? You fucking sucked at life, and you still do. And beat me up if you see me, Paul Roma.
I bet he won't
Big
touch
Whoop
you.
want to fight
I
about
bet
it?
he won't touch you.
No.
Fuck Paul Roma.
How do you follow up that one?
I mean,
This was the directorial debut of Harmony Korine.
Okay. What other movie did he do?
Kids.
Kids.
Yeah.
So this came out before Kids?
Yep. And this was filmed in the Nations, which is where I grew up in West Nashville.
Yep.
A lot of the people that was in this, I went to school with. I knew. It's also in Belly at the beginning of Belly. So if you know the scene at the beginning of Belly with the guy with the rabbit and all that stuff, then you know you've seen Gummo. But
Now, is it an award-winning movie that was brought out?
I
I've never
mean-
seen the movie. Chad, you've seen it?
One and done, yep.
One and
pretty,
done.
it's pretty controversial.
That's a fair assumption.
Chance showed me a clip of it.
To be fair, Harmony did take a lot of drugs, and it shows in this movie.
Look, man, this has been a thing, especially with me and Tony. Me and Tony we created the Boredom Boys. Like, if you Google it, you may find some bullshit Instagrams, but none of them are accurate.
No.
There's only one group of Boredom Boys. Y'all are just looking at them right now. But I've been an ambassador for the brand Borden for their chocolate milk. Their chocolate milk is literally the best shit I've ever drank in my life. I talked about it on all our podcasts, now on Over the Top. But the chocolate Borden is fucking amazing. It's literally a melted Frosty in a bottle.
Exactly. Great comparison. And
It's the best.
I have been known to put them in the freezer.
Okay.
Oh, you've been known.
Smart.
Yes.
Infamous, right?
Yes.
But what makes this particular scenario so extraordinary
Yes.
is the fact I've never seen the strawberry. I've never seen it. Tony's told me about it. He sent me a picture of it once because I called him a bluff. Bro, you're lying. Where's it at? And he showed it, but he brung it for me today.
You got something, Chance?
Yeah. This is also a book that I read in school.
Yeah.
I got one in March. The Lord of the not the Fries, but the Flies.
I'm the Lord of the Fries,
Yes.
damn it.
Yeah, we had to read that book in elementary school too.
March 16th.
And I think we had to
Dude,
watch
that-
the movie in elementary
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And
I'm
it's-
not sure if it's the same one because I think they done a couple of these, but I don't know which one
Yeah.
this one is. But it was
Yeah,
it was a
kids
good movie.
killing each other and
Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty ruthless.
shows you human nature at its finest.
Exactly.
Before we get too far into this, I have a gripe about Netflix and how they do their documentaries.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Look at your camera. Though.
I like more of a linear documentary, and Netflix, you're messing everything up. You start with one thing, and then you jump onto something else, and then you come back to what you were talking about 5 minutes before. And for someone like me, it's hard to keep up with.
Yep.
You did it with the Steve McNair documentary, and you done it with this one. So please, can we just stay with one subject, finish it up, and move on to the next? It was very hard for us to watch. My wife got confused, and then I had to stop and explain everything. Wait, I thought Hulk Hogan already left the WWE. Nope, he didn't. He's back. So, hey, get it right, Netflix.
I'm here for it. I like it.
Hey,
Whoa,
y'all.
I love it.
Hey,
That's an extra hot bite.
Y'all had a trough? Oh my gosh.
like a circular one, or like
No,
like
it was
wall?
against the wall. It's just long. But bro, it was a thing. This was elementary school, 1st through 4th grade.
Just lining up in the lining up to the
Line
trough.
them up,
And it'd be like the long trough, and you'd be down here, and somebody would walk in, and then they'd come way too close to you.
bro. I was
Why don't you go over there? There's nobody.
there's
so,
a whole other side
it
of that
is
trough over there.
insane to me now to think about that.
Yeah,
like
that's-
just to think, like, bro, I don't want to piss in front of y'all, like. But we did.
Yeah,
Like that's how it was at that fucking school. Because I remember the thing then though, like the bathroom fucking horseplay. The thing would be to stand at the end of it, and who's pissing the furthest. That was the thing. Like every day, that was the thing. Like who's up? Who's going?
Who's deep at 6 foot, guys?
Bruh,
He
but
had good pressure today,
ain't
boys.
that wild, bruh?
Yeah, my most. Can I say my most hated belt?
Oh, I
The
think I know.
fucking tag belts. They look like pennies.
Y'all God, dude.
They're the
hands
worst
down.
belts
Yeah.
of all time.
worst belt
Hands
design of all. It
Hands
looked like
down.
copper pennies they were wearing
I
around the
hated
waist.
them. Do they still have them?
No, they changed them. That's when they changed them up to what the SmackDown and the Raw.
Yeah.
They went to like the silver plates.
They're in the same dumpster as all the rest of the Ico Pro supplies.
worst belt.
Fun
design.
fact: speaking of dumpsters, dude, when me and my brother used to wrestle when we were kids, he was Salamander Hambone. I was Big Daddy Dumpster was my name, and I had my own theme song, and it was "Watch out for the dumpster, yeah, he's coming after you." Oh. I would sing my intro. I would sing my intros walking.
That song's coming
Dude's
soon.
ahead of his time right there. It's actually pretty good, dude.
Hey, just so you know, Chance is gonna make that song happen in real life.
Big Daddy Dumpster, dude. I used to.
Hey,
And I hate LeVar Burton too. You know why?
Rainbow LeVar Burton.
Exactly. You lied to me, you son of a bitch. You read to me. You read to me during the day, and your ass was blind at nighttime when I watched that. You ruined my childhood, you son of a bitch.
He was blind and what?
At nighttime on Star Trek. It came on at 9 o'clock at night. Star Trek. His ass was blind, and then he's reading me a book during the day.
Oh my look, dude. It's reading Rainbow.
Take a look. I hope Worf whoops your ass.
Oh boy. Oh man.
get a sip out of that goblet there. It's goblet time.
That's
Get
Southern Gold, baby.
Baby OT, baby. I ain't talking Game of Thrones. Goblet of tea, baby.
that- man, and how sweet is that tea?
Fancy.
Really nice, Clark.
He had to let it get watered down.
It'd take the paint off a car bumper.
But
I ran the third and fell flat on my fat ass face, dude. Just, oh man.
their base coach is holding you up right there.
Just keep going and not do that number.
You ignored
do
it.
that right before you fall. You do the swing
Yes.
Oh, and you just ate it.
I did, dude.
But were you a fan of all sport?
I did not like it.
You're-
I wanted to like it.
Neither did all
But it was
sports.
a
I
little
don't feel
too
bad.
sharp. The
All
taste
sports.
It was spiky when you swallowed
Spiky.
it.
It was
very-
spiky. Look,
Spikey don't play with girls.
all sport couldn't hold a candle to 10K. I said it. You remember 10K?
No,
No.
I had
Google it. It was a sports drink around that same time. 10K, 10-K.
I got bad news for y'all. If you Google it, you're not going to find it. But if you ask Jesus, you'll find it.
Ask G is the only way you can find the search results.
I don't recall that one, but all sport. That one too. If you drink too much of it too fast, that one really sloshed around in your belly.
Worded
Sloshed
worded
around.
episode
Yeah, you know when
sloshed
you-
around.
Fuck it all.
Yeah,
I want to hear this rant.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's go back.
We'll just knock
I
yours.
don't.
We'll knock yours out quick. 'Cause I think it was last week. I
Okay.
think it was last week's episode when
Oh,
we
man,
were
this
talking
is-
about your relationship with your wife and how many times
Oh, man,
you've
this is
upset
good.
her. And you said 5 times. In how long?
20 years.
That's insane. That's not.
You want me to go get her? You want me to
5 times. Me and Tony were talking. I was like, dude, I upset my wife.
Let me tell you the secret. Don't talk to her.
Oh, trust me, I don't.
That is the secret.
But then I started getting in
talk
trouble
to
for not talking.
No.
What's wrong with you? Why are you being quiet? What's
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
George said, I pissed my wife off in the first 5 minutes I get up.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's upset with me 3 times before lunch.
Wow.
Not
Chance, tell Squints about your days
Hold
in the
on,
backyard
man. Hold
wrestling.
on. Before you do it, is it gonna be something that makes me like Chance a little less? Because every once in a while, y'all
Probably.
give me
No,
shit.
no. This
They,
is
they
not as
literally,
bad as candy
they're trying to
corn.
tarnish our relationship, bro.
no,
it's
not
nowhere in the candy corn level.
That's what I'm saying. I
No,
still
no.
ain't got over that
We're
shit.
talking
A lot
about
of
what we
people
used to do
haven't.
as kids. You was big into like wolf football. He said.
Yeah.
Chance, tell him about your backyard wrestling career.
Oh yeah, I had a whole promotion in my backyard. My yard backed up to West Park, so that was like our audience all the time. Because I mean, I let the baseball games bring the audience, and then the bleachers are back
The people will
Yeah.
come.
Getting started.
Yeah.
Then.
That's what I'm saying. Chance was way ahead of his time.
hanging up flyers, everything.
I used to let the baseball bring the crowd in.
The people will come.
That's amazing, dude.
It is amazing,
No,
Chance.
he
showed
It's
me a
not
couple
surprising to me
videos.
either.
No, not with Chance. I'll tell you what else I shout out if I'm going to a gathering, and if this gathering has this there, we just became best friends, and that's some fucking shrimp cocktail, baby.
Oh, dude, come on. Yep. Cocktail shrimpies, dude. I love
my
some
God.
scrimps. Love some scrimps.
Oh, man.
So cocktail shrimp, you like cocktail sauce?
Oh, yes.
My grandfather does not. He his cocktail shrimp with ketchup.
I love cocktail sauce with shrimp or with. I like it with like a fish or whatever. But I despise horseradish. But horseradish is in cocktail sauce. There.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to it though, man. I love some shrimps.
You get them like those big shrimp cocktail, like the cocktail with the big old shrimp on there. It's like your finger. Oh my god,
Dude,
it's so cold.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Shout out shrimps.
Shout out.
You know,
I don't eat anything out of the ocean.
It doesn't surprise me. You got another.
They had Bob Backlund come back.
It was bad.
I hated
It's like, what do we
that,
do?
dude.
He's like politician Bob Backlund.
He was using all these words I never heard of. I literally was like getting a Webster's dictionary trying to understand what he was saying. It wasn't the Ash Jeeves then, so I had to literally.
I'm glad his ass was never in one of these video games.
I'm
That's
surprised
the
he's
thing.
not,
Thank God.
because he was technically like over it back in the was it the 70s? So you go
Oh, yeah,
or the
he's-
early 80s. I can't
he's
remember
one of
what
the
era.
longest
before we were
world
alive.
champions.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah.
he just had nothing.
Because you think he would have probably been in WWF. Whoa!
So
Oh no.
We gotta try to see.
Man down.
We gotta try.
That's how we feel about Bob Backlund, everyone.
Our world's
The
falling
what?
apart. Look who's standing tall, though.
Jimmy
The
Hart out
fucking
of
natural
everybody.
disasters.
Ain't the first time he's ever failed through something. Shout out to the Shockmaster.
and also it was Berenstein, EIN.
Yeah.
Damn it. I was brother bear
Berenstain-
from
Berenstain
Berenstain
Bears.
Bears, and my sister was a pound puppy.
We've been reading these books weekly at the house now. So literally, no,
And
for
I-
real.
we- I
My
had to
daughter's into it. She checks
Dude,
them out the
they're so
library. I've been
good,
buying them
dude.
off Amazon.
That's awesome.
We've
The
been
one where
reading
they get in
them,
the fight is because there's some drama.
yeah.
It's a banger, dude. Go back and look at it. It's got
This
a
is
good.
all fresh on my mind right now. We've been doing it in my house.
Hey, that was the first thing I started collecting as a kid was Berenstain. That's what
Girl,
started
dad to
my
a first
collection.
grader, everybody.
and then it moved
Mom,
into
what you want?
Goosebumps.
Shout out to Berenstain Bears because like when Brody was born, our neighbors that lived next to us they brought us a gift over, but they brought him a book over and it was the Berenstain Bears and the Good Neighbor. That was the first book he ever got. That was the first one he ever got.
Was it an AIN or was it an EIN?
I couldn't tell you that.
Nobody can tell. That's the thing. That's what's so weird about this fucking conundrum. Look it up, dude. Everybody, I swear it was EIN, bro.
Word of the day.
Dude, another banger of a sequel.
Oh yeah.
You know where I'm going. Look who's talking to.
1,000%. 1,000%.
You had Bruce Willis doing the voice of Mikey.
yeah.
Yep.
You had Roseanne doing the voice of the little girl. You had Damon Wayans doing the voice of the kid talking about the toilet man. He should do in your pee-pee. So I say give it to him. Dude, I watched that movie.
I can't out with the words, man.
Dude,
when Damon Wayans is talking as that little kid talking to Mikey, who is Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis's the little kid sees the toilet monster, and he said, "It's the toilet, man. He eats your doodle in your pee-pee." So I said, "Give it to him." He said, "Who eats your doodle in your pee-pee? Who told you that?" He said, "My mama. You calling her a liar?" Shout out Damon Wayans, dude.
He's underrated too, just as a comedian in general.
Clip
Yeah,
that.
that was good. That was
Look
good.
who's talking to, banger.
Bubba
I missed
Smith.
that.
Hey,
Dude, you stole that right off my screen, man.
Officer Hightower, dude.
Yeah,
I
shout
was a
out to
Police
Chad.
Academy fan.
He was a
wondering which
defensive
one of y'all were
tackle
gonna
back
get
in the
that.
day. For
Bubba Smith, man. Hightower was one of the greatest characters. Police Academy is one of the coolest movies ever. But I put down, and this is exactly what it says. It says Bubba Smith, Police Academy, Married with Children. I don't know if y'all remember that
Yes.
I was
episode.
fixing to say it. Where he lines down in front of Al, and there's a standoff between him and Al because they're high school football rivals.
Yes.
And he's like, isn't he like a security guard or
He
something?
was, yes.
Yeah.
He broke in and stole the trophy and
That's what it
everything.
was.
Al got hired as a security guard, and that's what it was.
the old school buffet style Pizza Huts. Man, on a Saturday after a ball game.
We had one in our town all the way up until about a year and a half ago.
Had the Pac-Man game and
And
everything.
they had
way.
the Pizza Hut buffet. Yeah.
Oh my
It should
god.
be illegal to close those down.
I remember Bowling Green had one for the longest time too.
Yeah. Yeah, those, I know we're slightly getting off track, but it's fine. The Pizza Hut buffets and the Kentucky Fried Chicken buffets, dude.
Yeah, you don't see those anymore
Dude,
either.
yeah, I don't see them anywhere anymore.
Last one I seen of those was in Murfreesboro, and I don't know if it's still there.
I bet
I
it's-
know the
it's-
KFC's there, but I don't know
Yeah.
if the
Yeah,
buffet.
I know the one in Antioch we went into. It has the buffet spot, but there's
They
no
just
buffet.
don't do it.
I don't think in my whole life I've ever went into a KFC and sat down.
Oh, dude.
I hate that I missed that experience.
Back in the day, bro, when Kentucky Fried Chicken had the nuggets, the Kentucky Nuggets,
Oh man.
they were like dark meat chicken nuggets, dude. He didn't right, but since Jerry was always a part of it. But that's, yeah, that, and you can tell a difference when Larry David leaves.
Now, Curb Your Enthusiasm is that just show just about Larry David itself?
Yeah, so Larry David, so it's about Larry David, because George Costanza's character from Seinfeld is based on Larry David in real life.
Okay.
So, like, Curb Your Enthusiasm is just Larry David being Larry David.
Living out his life.
And then writing characters around him. And some of the characters that are in him are real people, like Ted Danson is really Ted Danson in the show. But then there's some people that are famous people that play just fictional characters. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's kind of like what's going on in Entourage too. Because you'll have actors and everything
just
coming
like
in, playing themselves and all that kind of stuff. Because I believe Entourage is loosely based around Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
I'm all about this.
Let's talk about Shaquille O'Neal. He's been in all kinds of movies.
Kazam.
Fire.
Not to be confused with Sinbad in Shazam.
Which did happen.
Yes. Thank
It
you.
happened.
Sure.
You can flush all the evidence off the internet that you want.
Flush out the evidence.
Flush it all out the Look, that was going back to what you were saying about Sinbad.
Yep.
Apparently, that movie never happened. It was never
Man,
a
I
thing
know.
where
I
he was a
remember.
genius.
It was, though.
Yeah,
We all know it was.
And then you got to
Absolutely.
take.
Up.
Then you put check.
It's fake. It didn't exist. Nobody. You'll see VHSs on eBay, and everybody says that they're fake. It's like, bro.
That was a movie. That was a movie.
That was a movie.
But shout out to Shaquille O'Neal.
What about Steel? I mean, Steel was a
That's
blockbuster.
one of my favorite.
Blue Chips,
That's
God dang it.
something
Shaq,
about that
Blue
movie.
Chips. Blue Chips is my favorite.
Yeah. We discussed it on the '94 episode. How many athletes were in that movie?
Yeah.
Bro, shout out to Shaquille O'Neal. I found out the other day he messaged Jamway on Instagram and said, "I love your music."
That's awesome.
A lot of people would say that Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, but you could argue that Undertaker is Mr. WrestleMania. I would say that he is because he had the 21 win streak before Brock Lesnar beat it. But I mean that's something that I don't think will ever be done again in the history of WWE.
No,
Yeah.
nobody will ever touch that again.
Yeah.
I think what was it? I think the match that started was a match against Superfly Jimmy Snuka,
Yep.
I believe.
Him and Vic Grimes, when there was the whole ordeal, when him and Vic were supposed to do a spot on the top, and Vic kept telling him, "I don't want to do it. I want to do it." He said, "You're going to do it. You're going to do it." And then Vic not doing it made New Jack. Him following New Jack. New Jack's had brain fluid coming out of his nose. He cracked his skull. all
Messed
that
up his
stuff.
eye forever. too.
Messed up his eye. And then which then led to the payback when New Jack threw him off the top of the scaffolding.
And literally
And
almost killed the guy.
I say it was a botch because New Jack was trying to throw him
all the way to the ring and missed.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill him.
The best part about that story is he stun gunned him before. He stunned him with a stun gun before he threw him off.
When he said, I can't feel my legs, he said, don't worry, you won't need them.
Yeah.
And then said,
See ya.
For my son's 15th birthday, I made him a cake, but it wasn't a cake.
Bro.
It was, the inside was the Sister Schubert's yeast rolls. You know, the ones you get in
The best rolls ever made.
We're gonna lose you here in a minute.
Yeah. You're gonna have to leave here in about now. I iced it with mashed potatoes.
You lost it.
And then macaroni and cheese on top.
Oh dear.
So
Is that fried chicken?
fried
Absolutely.
chicken?
Oh
that
my
was
goodness.
his.
Dude. Fried chicken.
You have it.
mac
That
and
looks like
cheese,
frosting, but
mashed
it's
potatoes,
mashed
and
potatoes.
inside is
Mashed
Sister Schubert rolls.
Yeah.
Is
Make
that
you
little
little
mashed
slap
potato
chicken
swirls
family.
on the end?
I drizzled gravy. Yeah, I did that.
You lost me at the mashed potato frosting.
That's a Thanksgiving dinner cake.
yeah, that's. It looks amazing, but I wouldn't touch it.
But I know this sounds bad, but when Jake Paul did the "Let me bow" as a respect,
Yeah.
if Tyson would have hit him
That would have been the most viral moment ever.
of all time, dude,
Well, I think
you don't think it would have?
think it would have really mattered, honest to truth.
You don't think it would have took him down?
I think he got him in that first round. That one.
Yeah,
First
he won,
two, I
he won
think
the first
Tyson- you
round.
can argue Tyson
but Jake
won the
wasn't
first
throwing
two.
any punches in the first
But-
round.
Yeah, well, he
That's
caught him.
always been Tyson's
Yeah.
thing, though. Like if he didn't knock you out early, he didn't win.
And that's what everybody was saying about this fight. If it goes more than 2 rounds, Tyson's in
And,
trouble.
and that was young Tyson. I mean, he's almost
He's,
60.
but you got to figure he almost died 6 months ago. Like he had 5 blood
Which I didn't know
transfusions.
that till he posted about it.
Yeah. Evidently, the "We Want Cody" movement blew up Twitter, and The Rock was getting booed.
Yep.
I think it was Birmingham 2 SmackDowns ago when Cody did the whole introduction to The Rock, and The Rock was getting booed out of the building.
It just felt so weird because after Cody won the Rumble, he got up on the turnbuckle, and him and Roman Reigns, they were like pointing to each other.
Exactly.
I mean, it just don't make any sense. I think that The Rock probably doesn't sit around watching Raw every week, and I don't think he really understood
How
was
big
going
of
on.
how big of a following Cody has right
Yep.
now. I mean, Cody is the ultimate babyface in the company right now. It's all peanut butter and it's all delicious.
All I'm saying is keep the jelly away from it.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
No jelly at all?
No,
You don't do PB?
no, man.
Uncrustables?
You don't do puby? Did you say pubes?
I
We're probably close to it. I'm not known for my speaking prowess.
just want just some peanut butter.
You don't do
That's it.
Uncrustables?
No,
Oh man, Uncrustables. When
I
those
heard
came
they're
out,
good, like heated up though.
oh, you could even pop them in the freezer. a
Yeah,
little
that
bit
too.
Man, dude, Nerf or nothing.
Dude.
That and Super Soakers. The
Super Soaker 50 was the first one I remember.
I had
just
a super-
regular. Now them things got goddamn switches on them. And
Yeah,
and
now they're
motor
battery
drums
powered.
on them. I'm like, God, you're trying to really hurt people. with these.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Back
yeah.
then it was just like it came with 3 little. Nerf
You had to sit there and
pellets.
pump it like a BB gun to get pressure
Super
built
Soaker
up.
50 or you had a water hose. Pick your choice. That's the only thing you
I had the Super Soaker 100.
See, I never got to that.
It had
that
the big,
far.
and then you had to pump it like a BB gun to get the pressure.
You were what
built
they
up.
call.
you
You were
shoot
what
your
they
eye
call
out there with
fancy.
the
Dang.
No,
Dude, and then, speaking of the water hose, what he was talking about, you had slip and slide.
dude, slip
Yep.
and slide.
Crocodile Mile.
Yeah, Crocodile Mile.
See, I love Crocodile Mile because slip and slide, it was just one big ass tarp.
Yeah.
Crocodile Mile, you had the little crocodile you
Crocodile
used to
Mile.
shoot through,
And then it had like
the
the little
puddle,
Yes.
the little pool.
And some of them would have like the little rings on top where it's like a little sprinkler on top of you when you're sliding through there.
Wow.
Dude, so
Crocodile Mile was
good.
fire, dude.
You just
Yeah.
took me back, man.
Christmas Eve was the next day,
Yes,
y'all.
this was the day. Yes, it was so bad because
Tony, you want to tell them what happened with you?
we'll have it. So we make it through the live stream in this live stream, make it through and all that stuff. So I decided to go to the restroom before I try to get in bed. And the next thing I know, I'm in the bottom of my shower with the shower curtain on top of me.
That's something I would do. That's such a Chad Arms move.
Don't know how I got. I just I don't know if I hit my head off like that shower or something. I just woke up and
You probably did you probably passed out pissing, dude.
yeah,
think
I don't
that's
know.
what happened.
Yep.
And then I
Drank
thought
so much Tito's, dude.
I thought I put the shower curtain rod back on straight. So I put it back up, all that good stuff. I get in bed, and then the next morning, Christmas Eve morning,
So much planned.
I hear my wife go, Tony, what the fuck did you do in here?
Oh my god.
Evidently, the shower curtain was at an angle, and it was the worst Christmas Eve ever. As a kid, the number one thing for me was an icy, like straight from the rip. Either Coke or cherry, or sometimes if I was feeling a little froggy, I'd mix them together. Go with a little cherry Coke icy.
Okay.
All
You're a little
but,
froggy there, little young Tony.
Yeah, icy was, but ices were good. But y'all will remember. Slush puppies were my all-time favorite, dude.
The blue ones at the ball field.
Yeah, that's the only blue like slushy that I like. But the slush puppies just hit so different with that little bitty ice in them and everything. I don't even think slush puppies around anymore, is it?
I don't know. I used to see them at gas stations. I don't anymore. What
I don't know. Was that a southern thing? Maybe slush puppies.
Because I remember like everywhere else it was like Slurpees and stuff like
So
that.
we travel a lot, and we'll be off on some like backwoods side road or something, and there'll be a sign, and I'm like, slush puppies, slush puppies. And we're going there, and I'm looking around, and I'm like,
where's a slush puppy?
One of my favorite returns in WrestleMania, I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember watching WrestleMania, and I remember it was Papa Shango and Hulk Hogan. And Sid Vicious was in the ring with him too, and the Ultimate Warrior returned.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was the coolest thing ever, because it was like, wow, this is really happening. He's really back, because he was gone and disappeared, and he came back, and that's when everyone said it wasn't the same Warrior. The original Warrior had died. This was a new guy. He had the airbrushed muscles singlet like type thing, but that was one of my favorite returns because I was a Warrior fan.
What year was that? I'm trying to remember.
90s. It was WWE. It was
WrestleMania 8.
It was Hogan and Sid.
Yeah, I think that
Oh,
was
so
90,
yeah, WrestleMania,
92.
yeah.
Because he was gone for how long was he gone? Because he won it in Mania 6, which was
A couple
90.
years after that.
And he didn't last long after that, and then
He lost to Slaughter, and then he was gone right after that
That's
Survivor
right, so
Series
that-
match.
And one,
Kill was fantastic. Man.
that motherfucker did $47 million at the box office in 1990.
That movie was
That's
legit, though.
crazy. How you
Kill
do
was
it?
fantastic.
I love Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
It's
The early
great, bro.
90s Steven Seagal, they were pretty much the same plot to every movie.
So good. I didn't want it to be a different plot.
No.
You know what I mean?
When he comes back and he's punching the wood with the ropes around,
Yeah.
he's just sitting there.
Like,
back from the
be
coma.
honest with you, so nostalgic as we are, if Steven Seagal was to do a motion picture right now, wouldn't you want it to be the same plot that we grew up on? Like, wouldn't you be pissed off if it wasn't?
Have you seen Steven Seagal lately?
I had. He don't look the same.
He got that spray on beard, dude. That spray on.
That's the real Steven Seagal, allegedly.
But with that slick back ponytail,
He don't look the same.
And then you have one of the biggest films of all time,
of all time.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. That pulled in $679 million.
That movie did $300 million less than Lion King. Bro.
Yeah, it's insane. But that just tells you how strong. Look how much money has been spent in just up until July. Forrest Gump coming out in theaters.
Yep.
And now theaters are begging people to come into them.
So, Forrest Gump, best Tom Hanks movie?
It's my favorite Tom Hanks movie.
Yours too?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do love A League of Their Own as well.
It's a great one.
But Forrest Gump, all put together, it's hard to go against Forrest Gump.
Oh, it is.
I mean, from top to bottom.
I
even
think
though,
that's one of my favorite movies.
oh yeah,
ever.
even though it has the Ultimate Hill and Jenny in it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I mean, for sure, Ultimate Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got some more on your list over there?
I'm going to throw out the greatest heel turn ever
Okay.
from an athlete in a movie. King Griffey Jr.'s heel turn in Little Big League.
Just by being
The ultimate heel.
That's what I'm talking
The
about.
ultimate heel.
Dude, he's just the ultimate just by being a good ass baseball player.
Yeah, dude, I have said that since the baseball
The
episode.
greatest heel turn of all
Dude,
time.
he is the ultimate. He's a villain.
Yes,
I said it.
yes,
He's a villain in
Yes.
a Little Big League.
I love it. Yeah.
Good call right
We
there.
all know how much I love Little Big League and Billy Haywood for president.
Oh, man.
They eat hot dogs raw. Nothing on them. No condiments on there.
Man,
Just a raw hot
For me,
dog.
it depends, bro. If I'm eating them at home, I want cheese and ketchup on them.
Yeah.
If I'm eating them,
Cheese and ketchup? That's a weird combo. But hey, whatever.
yeah.
I can go with some cheese.
Refer back to the last episode. For a time period in my life, I put ketchup on Papa John's pizza.
Hey, you want to know who else likes cheese on their hot dogs? You know who is the most famous baseball instructor to ever live, Kent Murphy.
Kent Murphy, see,
He
there you
loves
go.
him some cheese dogs,
He
man.
did nothing but hit dingers every
And
game.
eat cheese dogs.
And cheese dogs. One thing I wasn't a fan of though was the Oscar Mayer hot dogs with the cheese inserted.
No,
in them.
no.
get the fuck out of here with that.
See, as I've gotten older, I have become a Nathan's hot dogs are my go-to hot dogs,
Yeah.
and that's what's served at most all ballparks. I pretty much serve Nathan's, but man,
It's
I can,
all kosher over
So-
here for me. Hebrew National.
Hebrew National.
There you go.
My mom has been a huge Christmas junkie ever since I was a kid. My dad was always one of those that we could just put the tree. A tree goes up after Thanksgiving, but my mom overruled him with that one,
Yeah.
and it's carried on into nowadays. I married an elf myself with Melissa, and the tree goes up the weekend after Halloween.
Hell yeah, dude.
And
Shout-
Mel's an elf herself as well.
Yeah, shout out to Mel for, letting us rock the Christmas tree all year round.
I love it,
Our Christmas tree is still up, and it's been up since last Christmas.
and it's amazing.
Yeah, and we'll probably keep it up in 2025 too.
Tostinos had that McDonald's effect on me as a kid. McDonald's was not that good, but you're a kid and it just hits you a certain way. That's how Tostinos did.
It's
for me.
exactly
Yeah.
what it is, and
Kind of like
I
a
still
Mandela
like them
effect.
to this day.
Yeah.
But when you eat it,
for real.
when you eat the Tostinos, is it Totinos or Tostinos?
I think it's
comment
Totino's.
above, people.
I think it's Totino's.
Oh, well, I've never called it Totinos. I've
I think
always
it's
called it
Totino's.
Tostinos.
I think it's
so
Totino's. This may be one of those Mandela effects.
No,
as
it's a
well.
Mandela. It's the
AKA
Mandalorian
I think it's
effect.
Totino's.
saying it wrong.
Totino's.
It's
Totino.
Totino. Are you fucking kidding me?
No one's ever corrected me.
Nobody's coming. Microwaving my Tostinos.
It's
dude.
Totino's, yeah.
It is. It sounds
So-
better.
Well, the thing is, it's not.
But you do toast them.
This is true.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, like he was saying, with the Totino's pizzas is they're like McDonald's, where they don't even really taste like food.
No.
You don't really know what you're getting into. You just think it's great. That's the perfect description of
Well,
it.
it's kinda like
Tostino's pizzas. The same day. I think I've spoken about this movie before. Pure Luck with Martin Short and Danny Glover.
That movie did almost as much as Double Impact.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Martin Short is a train wreck of a person. He is one of those people that if he's walking, it's like he has a cloud over him. So every time he's around, bad luck, fucked up stuff is happening the whole movie. And it's silly, but I always enjoyed it. It was another one that I want to recorded VHS tape I watched with Inner Space, which was another, Martin Short movie.
And my favorite food is Texas Roadhouse.
Dude,
I love that
Texas
cinnamon
Road-
butter. Talk to me right
Texas, I'll say this online. Is this where this is going?
Yep.
I guess. Texas Roadhouse is my favorite restaurant. That's not, you know what I'm
That's a
saying?
chain?
yes.
Yeah.
Whatever they call
Favorite
it, fast
chain?
casual. Is that what they call
now.
it now?
Yeah, chain
A
restaurant.
chain.
Chain restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fast
It
cat.
used to be Red Lobster. The pandemic hit, and they forgot how to be good. I don't know what happened.
They forgot how to
Texas
be
Road.
good.
I'll take Texas Roadhouse up against some fancy steakhouses.
I
in
hear
this
that a
town.
lot.
Dog.
But going back to Texas Roadhouse, though, Texas Roadhouse, the steaks, Chef's Kiss, those
The rolls.
the rolls.
You sounded kind of fancy pants over here,
He
man.
did, dude. He's selling out.
Yeah,
That cinnamon
man.
butter, that cinnamon butter, I will kick some people. I will kick some
cinnamon
old
butter,
ladies
boy, that's
out
where
of the
it's
way
at.
for some cinnamon
Everybody
butter.
says it's about Texas Roadhouse. Everybody
no,
says
dude.
this. No, I've never had it.
What?
So we got.
We
You
gotta
never had
make-
Texas
dude,
Roadhouse?
road trip.
Ross could cut a promo. He was
Cutting a freaking hour-long promo
he
while
was cutting
painting the
promos,
picture.
painting them
There is
photography
a
page.
24-hour Bob Ross channel now on Roku TV.
Yep.
Just 24
Talk
hours.
about
24
peaceful,
hours of
bro.
Happy clouds, baby.
I know what I'm going to fall asleep.
Shout out to Titanium White.
Shout out to Titanium White. Where does Titanium White?
Titanium White is the LMNOP of the that doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Shout out to Bob Ross, dude. What about 6 movies later when it's just people that don't even know that happened?
There's still camp counselors. They count. I'm stroking now.
Whoa! I think he just glitched on us.
Chance is an AI guy.
Whoa!
I
What's
saw it.
that sound? He just like, just freaking glitched out on us.
That was the craziest moment of our entire podcast history right there. I don't know what just happened. Chance just glitched, dude.
But yeah. That I think that camp counselors are bad people. They're bad
Okay.
people.
So-
They're villains.
Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. I'm Mike Chance, Georgia team hating on me, Gene. BJ the DJ keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Central.